Are you guys just waking up now? Oh, yeah. Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark, and we had more kid goats last night. Blackie and Patches. Blackie had triplets last night, and Snow this morning at about 6:30 in the morning gave birth. So it was kind of interesting watching on the replay on the video. Last night, of course, Blackie had her kids fairly quickly. It was quite late at night. Tara was watching the monitor and anticipating. She knew it was going to happen, and of course people on the live stream were watching that as well. Everybody was excited to see, and it finally happened. Then I think it was about 6:30 this morning, somebody had called us and said, oh, Snow's having her kids. So Snow has always been a good mother, and she had her kids without any help from us, which we know from previous years she hasn't had to have any help. So it was great. So it was very cute in watching the video back. Of course, Blackie and Snow were in the same pen. Blackie and her 3 little kids walked over to Snow and helped clean and check in on the babies. So it was quite a cute little moment where they were all nicely getting along. No headbutting. Sometimes you can get some mamas that'll headbutt other ones, but these two are very well together. So let's go look at the other kids, and then we'll go inside the barn and we'll look at the new ones. Tara's out raking, and Fernando's out wandering. Where are your girls, Fernando?
Thank you, Linda. They're very friendly.
Yes, they are very friendly hens, turkey hens.
They sat with us all day today.
Yeah, and Fernando was, well, I don't know what he was doing. He's practicing anyway. I don't think he's quite got the hang of it. He hasn't seen a female turkey in, well, probably about a year now. But they seem to be getting along wonderfully. Now here is Patches here. So this is their first day back outside after the kids. It's a beautiful day. And Coco. So Coco, let's see. Here are some of the kids here. We have Cocos, which are these two right here. Now Coco actually had 3, but the third one was, she abandoned it. And the third one's in there. We'll get to that in a minute. But here are the 2 that she accepted. So we have a cute little, this black one here is a boy, and this one here is a girl. So they love this spot right here in the sun. It's a great place to sun. And this one here is Petunias. So this is a little mini Petunia. Oh, are you guys hot? You're panting quite a bit. I put one of them in the shade earlier and just ended up going right back in the sun. And here we like to call this one a little mini Carl because of the lines on his eyes, nose, and back. So there's 4 of them. And these 2 in here are Patches. So this is like a little mini Patches here. Yeah. Oh, did I wake ya? So this one over here we're naming Chance, because that one was Coco's baby, and Coco rejected her. Now people have asked, well, why would they reject them? Well, they only have 2 teats, and usually what they'll do is, depending on the mother, Patches is really good at it, but Coco is a new mom, and I guess she felt that, well, she wants to put 2 of her stronger ones in the running, and she's going to push off this one because it was the smallest one. Now Patches usually has a couple of them, but she had one that was stillborn. So what was interesting was Tara went and rubbed the placenta from the one that didn't make it onto little Chance here, and Patches took her on as if it was one of her own. These ones I felt didn't need to go out right away because they're only less than a day old. So Blackie here had 3. Now, she hasn't taken care of 3 before. She had Sheldon last year, and we pulled Sheldon because of some concerns with him. We have... Now, what do we have here? This one here with the all-white ears is actually Snow's. This one here, and so these 2 here are Blackie's. But they all seem to be getting along really good. You're sleeping. Hey? Oh, yeah. Just the cutest. And where are the other ones? Snow, where's your baby? Oh, here. Oh. Okay, so this little black and white one here is actually Blackie's. And then this one here is Snow's. But they seem to be getting along really good. So there's no pushing of other babies around. Hey. So we haven't quite mastered which one is male, which one's female. I believe this one is a female. We actually had quite a few females. So we'll be checking. That one's a boy. So girl and boy. So they'll probably likely go outside tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another nice and warm day. So you can see there. Oh, okay. Blackie is pushing. Yeah, he says, "You're not my kid." So she is pushing him a little bit. He says, "This one's mine." Now, people on the live stream have mentioned about, okay, well, there's some concerns that the mamas are pushing the other ones around. Now, this is normal. It's actually, they're getting along quite a bit better than they normally would. They will give other ones a little push just to say, "Hey, you're not my kid, get away from me." And sometimes it does look like they're hurting them, but believe me, these guys are very robust. Hey, yes you are. Are you guys just waking up now? Oh yeah. Yeah. No, this one's still out. Well, they'll be bouncing around in no time. So once they get outside, some of the other kids have been kind of jumping around. If you've been watching the live stream, you would have seen we put some food dishes in their pen, and they've been jumping all over that. Now, these guys are a little newer. What are you doing? And so there are the 5 newbies. All the kids are back inside. All 6. So there you can see Petunia is being a little pushy with Patches, little one. And this little one here, climbing away. So Tara built this swing last year, and they jump up on the food dishes because they can't quite make it. So there's Patches too, and of course there's Coco's too. Oh, no, wait, we're missing one. Yeah, missing the little black, oh there, in the corner. In the back corner, right? It's like, make sure we get roll call. Oh, now it's feeding time. So that's Chance there feeding. So that was Coco's little one. That Patches has taken on. Oh, Patches wants some good stuff. Some oats.
Sorry, Henry.
So this is how Tara did it this morning to keep the kids separate from all the other animals for the time being anyway. Just to make sure now nobody gets stepped on. So she blocked off this area here. And we kind of thought this last year because, well, of course they can go out. Oh, Petey! You're such a whiner. So you can go out that way to the main yard, but we also have this gate in here that takes us out into this section. So it worked out perfect today that they can go out into this area. And this is usually where we have the goat yoga. So we've got a class. We actually had a class scheduled today, but we were unsure about what the conditions would be, but it turned out actually pretty nice. So we've got a class tomorrow, so they'll go out this door here. And we started, I started doing this. So getting the openings hinged up. Now, of course, they're different heights. So we've got to, you know, cut them down and figure it out a little bit better. I just wanted to get them open. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. There's some other ones over there that are going to open up in that direction and is going to open up this whole shelter for the summer. Now, what we planned on doing is having them kind of about this way, so that the water, any rain that falls down, is going to go out, as opposed to being, you know, flowing back in and getting back into the building there. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. We'll cut the boards and make that look nice. So who else is out in the yard? So we have Moira and we have Sheldon. Sheldon! So they are going to go in that shelter that I pointed out that we walked through. So they're going to sleep in there away from the other animals. But they seem to be doing pretty good. We did put Lucy in the main pen. Hi, Sheldon. I did Sheldon's hoofs earlier because they were a little long. Are you enjoying the sun, buddy? Oh, yeah. And him and his buddy. Now Moira's pretty jumpy. So, you know, she hadn't been handled too much from what I understand. And it's going to take some time. But over time, I would say another year, she'll come around a little bit more. And it'll probably take a couple years. So she is a Shetland sheep from what we've been told. So she's quite a bit smaller. And she's going to be tiny once she gets shaved, which will take place likely in early June. Usually we get some colder nights in May, so we want to make sure that they don't get chilled. Well, hello, what are you doing, Tinker? Do you want to go over on the other side because there's some grass over there? It was funny. Turbo, which is, well, might be that sheep over there. Hard to tell from behind, but he was at the gate with Patches on the other side of it, and he wanted in there, and of course Patches was protecting her babies. Hi guys! You guys enjoying it? You're finally out. You guys were over in that other area for the longest time. Now you're out and enjoying it. Where did I see Lucy? Oh, there's Lucy. Hi Luce. Are you enjoying it outside? Yeah, it's so good to get out. Oh, I know what it's all about. You know, those winter blues. Those winter blues, right, Luce? Yeah. The pond. Well, the pond's the smaller one up here on top. It is still pretty frozen. And this larger pond as well. You can start to see some stuff happening here on the edge. But I imagine it's going to be a couple more weeks. We didn't flood over in this area. When we clean out the barn, we're going to put that material over here in these low-lying areas. So this water gives us an idea of where the fill is required. Now over in this side here, it's pretty much open on the end. And it had drained down into the trench, and now there's only a small section here at this end. So it seems to be working very good. This is all dry. This trench that leads into the main trench. So I think the flooding could potentially be done for this year. It's hard to say. Sometimes you get some more water flowing in from here, but I think we're pretty much done. Oh, Tara's got the feed, got the hay. Everybody's coming out for an early dinner. Oh, Tara's going to bed. Yeah, she's been up the last couple weeks, you know, worrying about the mamas and the kids. Now, some people have asked about Willow and the alpacas and who's pregnant. Well, we're not sure. I did mention it in one of the other videos, but I saw there was some more comments that came up. So there's a possibility that Paula could be pregnant. The gestation period in horses and alpacas is around 11-12 months. I believe it's 11 months. And these girls here were in with Levi, the boy, in, I think it was June, July, they came in. So we're looking at, and the same with these girls came in just before them. So if July hits and we have no mamas, then that's pretty much it. Now there is a possibility that Willow here, just because of the roundness of her belly, she could be carrying. But our vet tech was telling us that, you know, ponies and alpacas are pretty small, and to do the internal test is a little too much for them. If they don't have to do it, they don't want to do it. So same with the alpacas. So it's kind of hard to tell. There is a possibility there, but we'll just wait and see. So it's now Sunday, and before I end this video, I wanted to do a couple more things. One of them is, you can see, Bobby is up here. So Bobby was not playing nice with Lucy. So we figured, well, we'll put Bobby up with the boys. And the boys seem to be, well, being boys. They're fitting right, he's fitting right in, and our concern was that he was gonna get beat up a little bit by Carl and Billy, or Carl especially, but he seems to know his place. So they are getting along good. Now one other thing I wanted to do was go over the eggs. So I'm going to go in and check out the incubator. We'll have a look at that. And then maybe we'll check out the kids again before we end the video. They're just starting to jump, and I like to do little montages, little B-roll montages of the kids playing. It's quite a hit, and I bet you probably want to see more of the kid goats as well. So I'll maybe do that for next weekend. But let's go check out the eggs. So it's been pretty steady at 50% relative humidity, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where this machine really excels. That's the key to having a good incubator, is maintaining those values. And sometimes from smaller units, styrofoam units, and a lot of other units, they don't control the humidity. So you've got to add water and remove water and play around with it to get the right humidity. So that's where this is a good piece of equipment. Now what we're going to do is, we did put the quail eggs in later. And the reason for that is because they have a less gestation period. So I believe it's 16 days for gestation, 21 for chickens. So on the last 3 days, which is going to be, I believe it's Wednesday, we're already on day 14. So day 18 for the chicken eggs, we will be turning the humidity up. So that's going to go from 50% humidity up to 65 to 70% humidity for the last 3 days of hatching. So what I am now going to do is, I am going to move my trays, and we'll pull out one of the racks. Alright, so we want to do this quickly so as not to disturb the temperature and humidity too much in there. The alarm may go off. Goes down there, and there's the alarm. Yeah, that'll stabilize in a second. So I've got my tray of eggs down here on the counter, and I have this here. Now it's known as candling. I don't know if they started using candles when they first started checking egg viability, but you know, you could cook them if you actually use a candle. So my candle is this right here. And what this is this is an LED bulb, so it doesn't give off a lot of heat. And you want to cradle the egg so that you can see light shining up through it. If there's light shining up through it, then of course it's not viable. Early on in the stages, like last weekend, we probably should have done it. You can see the veins forming in there. At this point, I would expect to see a solid egg if it's viable, and there's a little chick forming in there, and then completely clear or bright. So what I do now is, this is just an old roll of, it's not really tape, it's ribbon, I guess, plastic ribbon. And I just take that and set it on top of here like this, and then turn it on, and you have light. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some eggs on here and see what we get. All right, we'll start from the one end here, and we'll put this on. Okay, so this, you can see it's dark. It's not glowing. So this one's viable, and we'll move through them. This one's viable, and that one's good. Now, Tara said she did a few when she was out here, and I'm guessing she maybe put them all on the one end, all the ones that were viable. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see that it's glowing. So there's nothing happening with this. So there's nothing that's formed inside. So I'm going to go and put that off to the side, and then go again. Nothing. Or, yeah, you can't see anything. That's not glowing. So it looks like quite a few of them are fertile. These green ones are pretty dark. So it might be a little hard to actually see through those. But, yeah, no, it looks like a lot of them are solid. So that is good. So I think we're probably just going to leave them in here. No, nothing. So going back to this other one that I found, so you can clearly see that it is, if I can get it right here. Oh, jeez, yeah. As I drop it. No, it fell on my, trying to get a good angle, but I think you can see it. It is glowing. So that's that. So let's take a look at some of the quail eggs. So it's really tough to tell with these ones. Now I'm going through, and I don't know if you can see that, but it is glowing. Now there are a few other ones, especially ones like this, that are different color, that are really dark. So I'm not seeing anything in here, but I have seen a couple of them that are dark. I'm not sure if it's viable. Who knows if there was a male quail. I guess, is that still a rooster? It's probably not a rooster. We haven't done too much with quail, so so it doesn't seem like it's it might be. Now what I had to also do is modify my tape roll, and I took some double-sided tape and put it on there and cut out a notch, and then I took some fabric and I put that in an elastic around it so the egg fits in there, so you can still, because the hole was just too big. So I don't know. We might get quail, but I wouldn't put my money on it. So that's how many eggs we have. They're all in there, and I guess we'll find out in a week or so, I guess next weekend, when things start to hatch. But I would put my money on we're not going to get any on this. I have seen some where people have bought quail eggs in the store and they've hatched them out. There was a comment on there saying that they were sure they saw the same video that I saw. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm just heading out to the barn, and I noticed, I guess Tara's been collecting some eggs. Probably not the best place to put eggs, or else they're gonna start getting a little bit too warm. So these ones here, I'll have to put them all down. They're still pretty cool. But this one here, you can see the spotted pattern on it. So that's a turkey egg. And I'll give you a guess as to what kind of egg this is. That is a goose egg. I'm not sure what goose, but it's a goose egg. I'm not that good. And these look like some chicken. Yeah, some small chicken eggs. So I'm going to put those down here in the shade so that I don't think those are fertile. Those are the turkeys we got last weekend, and they didn't have a male. So I'm not sure what she's going to do with those, but it'll take probably, I think it's about a month that we'll have to wait, and then we can start incubating eggs. But by then they'll probably already be done laying. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Everybody relaxing? I don't see any kids. I'm guessing they're all in a pile. Oh, there's two here. There's two of Blackies. And there's another one of Blackies, the black one there. And these other two are Petunias. And Snow, look at all the kids you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and it looks like you've got, yeah, 6. So it's nap time. So as I was mentioning, these kids, especially this little spunky girl right here, she is Coco's little girl, and she's been bouncing around quite a bit. The black one as well, but they were born, they were the first ones born, so Coco had her litter first, and those are the two that are starting to bounce. The other ones are just kind of finding their feet and getting going. So by next weekend, they should be all just bouncing around, having a great time. So there we go. There's the kid pen. So I'm not sure if we'll probably put them inside because it is still going below 0 at night. Yeah. Hey, Blackie, how's the kids? How's the kids? The kid goats aren't the only ones napping either. You guys are missing all the daylight hours. You were out there quite a bit rooting away. Oh well, I guess it's bedtime. So there we go. You can see this side looking out with those panels open. And of course these ones over here we've yet got to do. And that just gives it a nice shelter for rain and allows a nice breeze to flow through. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments about it, please let me know in the comments below. The incubator, so there's been, since I had my last video out a few years back, there's been quite a few comments on that. So if you have any questions about that, you can refer back to those videos. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description here on a card, and you can go back and have a look at those if you're interested in that. And that's it. So it looks like summer is on its way. It's I think 10 degrees today, it's sunny, and it's only supposed to get better throughout the forecast. So until next video, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.